Growing agitations are more clamor across the country on issues of equity, distribution of the nation's wealth, and the twist as the FG says the restructuring call may not happen soon. So, what is the way out? It's 54 days since President Muhammadu Buhari left the country amidst growing concern over his health, and there's now a growing demand on the presidency to give details on the cost of keeping the presidential aircraft on the tarmac in London. Many thanks for joining in, everyone. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimbaloye in Lagos. Thank you, everyone, and many thanks for staying with us on the program. Let's begin the conversation now. Since President Buhari left for London on the 7th of May 2017, he said he needed some medical attention. When he wrote to the National Assembly, he has since spent about 53 days or so, and the presidential aircraft waits for him as he gets the attention that he needed in London. Yesterday, the governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose, says the president is very sick and he has asked for his resignation. Well, that on one end. Amidst all of that, the cost of keeping the presidential aircraft in London, waiting for the president, has sparked some curiosity. There are reports that the parking of the aircraft cost about £20,000. Some say £4,000. Some say £1,000 a day. Well, the presidency has since come out to say that is not true. Well, let's get details from the President's Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Malam Garba Shehu, who joins us on the telephone from Abuja. I understand that now we have not been able to connect with Malam Garba Shehu. We will try to reconnect with him and see, get more clarification on the issue. Of course, the presidency has come out to say that is not true and that there is a special consideration for presidential aircrafts and for heads of states who are visiting some other countries. Well, we'll leave it at that until when we are able to get across to Malam Garba Shehu. But let's turn to my guest in the studio now, Chief Opadokun. He is a former General Secretary of the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO. He's also a lawyer. He joins us in the studio. Many thanks for coming on the program.
It's a pleasure, but I again object to this appellation. I'm not the chief of anybody. I've never received chieftaincy title from anywhere in the world.
Mr. Opadokun.
So I remain ordinary mister. Please leave it at that.
Many thanks.
Thank you very much.
Well, let me get your thoughts first and foremost on the issue of why some people are asking how much is it to put the presidential aircraft there and the kind of response that we've gotten from the presidency. What do you make of that situation?
I am certain that the presidential spokespeople will respond to that because it had to do with a convention. And there are different ways by which these calculations are made. I'm not in a position really to respond to matters that have implications for aeronautical activities. When it pertains to private citizens and to when it pertains to leaders of government, it's a different ball of calculation anyway. But I'm a little bit worried about the manner by which some of these lazy people in government, a dutiful man in governance as governor of a state, will not find time to be so petty as to out to abuse, ridicule the Nigerian president who is having medical issue. I think that we should stop politicizing matters like this. It doesn't help us. Any one of us can fall sick. We are no stone, and nobody is immune from these things that have happened. So I think, well, Fayose just again exposed himself to be a character that does not worth that of that he occupies. I wish our people from Ekiti State well for having that kind of character.
You think it's not right for him to call for the resignation of the president? Because he feels that the president, like he said, that the president may be in a critical situation.
How does he know? How does he know? He's a medical doctor. Either to remember that he said Buhari's wife was not free to enter the U.S. because she was wanted. That lady had gone there now, and many times. This fellow is not believable. It's not deserved.
At what point do you think a president should resign when he or she is not feeling fine?
Look, these things are designed by convention, and there is a clear court constitutional provision for it as to what should happen. I don't want us to... what I've found in this business, in the Nigerian setting, is that we politicize everything, every manner of things. What we need to face squarely, we're not facing it. And I don't want to join them in this business, in that business.
Let's move quickly to a critical issue on the front burner, the issue of restructuring Nigeria. Okay. That seems to be a very loud clamor from a lot of people. Even we heard former military head of state, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, calling for restructuring. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has also joined the clamor. A lot of people are saying there's a need to restructure. Do you think so?
Well, we have been the frontliners, the promoters, since about the last 25 years ago. They are welcome on board. While they were in power, they never thought about it. But never, better late than never. They are welcome on board. This concept of national restructuring, really, what does it mean? Let's settle the thing before our people. Let our people appreciate where we are coming from. Nigeria secured its independence on the federal constitutional arrangement. It was the incursion of the military into governance as they came on 15th of January 1966 that they abrogated the federal constitutional arrangement and substituted their organogram, military organogram, where power flows from top to bottom, for the governance of Nigeria. So in the essence, all the basic features of federalism had been subverted since then. And since then, Nigeria had been living a lie. We have been a lying country, calling ourselves Federal Republic of Nigeria when we have not been one. We have been run as a unitary state since 15th of January 1966, particularly, again, since the revenge coup of 27th of July 1966, and after the end of the foisted 3-year civil war that the military fought, they have captured Nigeria and they've imposed their will on all us. By the first decree they made, suspension and modification decree, number 1 of 1966, they appropriated 66 2/3 of the powers and influences that belong to the regions onto the federal government. By the time they were leaving, they have appropriated almost 80% of all those powers and authorities that belong to the regions, onto the central government.
So powerful.
So making the central, to make matters worse, all the major means of resources from which regions or states could be run had been appropriated to the federal government. So the clamoring for restructuring, be it in form of resource control, be it in form of MASOP, IPOB, EGBESU, OPC, Middle Belt Forum, and the likes, all Nigerians were saying we should return to where the rain started beating us. And let me say let me nip that in the bud. No matter what anybody can be conceiving in his brain, after the advent of the NADECO emergence and what God used us to do, anyone who is imagining that they can still use force to hold Nigeria by the force of arms, again in this century, is living in the past.